And you are listening to another episode of the playonultra podcast. This is episode 64. Jonathan can't be with us today. He's at a convention. I can't remember which. He goes to so many cons a year.
Yeah.
And we have a guest, Dave. Diamond Dave.
That's me. Hey, guys.
When he was on the show previously, he was the host of Podcast Without Borders. And that is on hiatus, I guess.
It's actually gone.
Yeah.
It exists no more.
So you can't find old episodes of it anymore?
Well, here's the thing. So as it was winding down, I was like, okay, I'm going to pull the plug because we're obviously not doing this anymore. I'll just download the files off Libsyn because I'm like, oh, you should be able to download the MP3s. Couldn't figure out how to do it. Money ran out, and the account just disappeared. So I'm like, oh, I guess there goes the episodes.
Damn.
And it's gone.
Fuck. I was on your show once, and it was a lot of fun. Oh, it
was an incredible amount of fun. Seriously, you have to come on my new show. And as I said too, you too, Sarah, and we'll have some good times.
Thank you.
Let's just record that after this, I guess.
Excuse me, I need to go to bed. I have my own live stream to do tomorrow. I'm going to get like 5 hours of sleep.
And but you're doing other things now, Dave. You have other podcasts.
Yeah, the podcast fever has not left me. I've started 3 more in its absence. We were just talking about this before we hit record, but I've got one called The Diamond Dave Show where I interview people, another one I do with my dad called Diamond Minds, and then a story podcast where I start writing a story, and then at the end of each episode, I leave it as a choose your own adventure, and then after everyone votes, then I just keep writing it.
Which is really cool. I listened to
cool.
the first few episodes. It's really, really cool.
That one's called Chronicles Unwritten. But that one's kind of on hiatus because it's, as we talked about before, podcasting can be a lot of work, and I only have so much time in the day for it.
Especially a story one.
Yeah.
Yes, especially a story one.
Was it weekly?
It was bi-weekly because
still
I would write it,
yeah.
I would send it to people, and then they would have to record their parts, send it back, and I'd have to edit. And it just, like I said, it used to take me 40 hours a week to do it.
Whew.
And you have a fucking killer voice to record your podcast, The Chronicles Unwritten.
I have some sort of voice. I don't know about killer type voice though.
Wasn't there another guy?
Yeah, Tristan from an archaeologist out of Scotland does the main narration for it.
Right. Awesome voice.
Always trust the Scots to have amazing accents.
And Dave, you're the guest today. So what have you been playing? What have you been doing? Did you watch anything?
What have I been playing? I guess let's start with playing. I recently went out today and I stocked up my fridge. I got alcohol. I'm in my comfy pants because on Tuesday Legion came out.
Right.
That's right.
And because I work pretty hectic during the week, I've only been able to sink about an hour into it. I am going to sit in my chair and I'm going to do nothing all weekend but play Legion.
Nice. Nice. Are you excited about it? Like, you always go back to Warcraft every expansion, right?
Warcraft is like a dirty disease because I've been playing since beta days in 2004. And a long time, right? That's like, it's well over 10 years. And, I loved the first expansion. I loved Vanilla. I loved Wrath of the Lich King. The Panda one was pretty cool. And then I just kind of got sick of it and let it go for a while. And I came back for Warlords of Draenor, but that just didn't stick. And I'm kind of excited for this one because it looks like Blizzard's finally kind of pulled themselves back around and maybe done some things differently in the cool way. None of you are playing it, right? Or are you?
I am not.
I think my girlfriend's going to get it sometime soon.
Really? Tell her to DM me and I'll add it to my friends list.
Sure.
And we'll do dungeons.
Nice. What else?
Other than that, I've only been playing one other game, which is a game you recommended to me, which is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
Sorry,
it's awesome,
I love
right?
that game.
Objection!
Hold
That's
it!
Awesome. Did you know that the DS version, the first trilogy, on the original DS, you can actually shout into the microphone, objection?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's pretty damn cool.
Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yep. So how do you like Phoenix Wright?
Can we swear on your show? I always forget.
Sorry, say again?
Is your show rated for swearing?
Oh yeah.
Forget.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I fucking love Phoenix Wright. It is a amazing game. The whole concept of it, the story, like, you know how it's all text?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's just a bunch of reading, which is fantastic. I love those kind of games, and it's funny, it's witty. It's just a really awesome game.
Phoenix Wright is one of those games that I would recommend to almost anyone, unless you, like, hate reading. Like, you just can't handle it. Everyone I've ever recommended this game to who like a variety of game genres have every single time always had good things to say about it. It's just one of those games. I think it's the humor. It's the humor in the characters. Like, you start caring about the characters, and it's really funny, but then it gets really weirdly dark at times, and so you actually care. I don't know. It's like a really well done like sitcom, but you care and you're like intrigued.
Exactly. And I've only done the first 2 episodes.
Oh, you're in for a ride.
Yeah. So I'm excited, seriously, and I think the DS is still going strong.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, it's got so many good games to it. You and I have had multiple conversations, Char, about like games we can pick up and play, but unlike the Vita, which I dusted off the other day and went, "Oh, I could turn this back on and play Persona 4." Which is easily my favorite game of all time, but it's like there's just nothing else on the Vita.
A lot of Japanese stuff if you're willing to import though, but yeah, you gotta read Japanese. But there's another game that is similar to Phoenix Wright, that also came out on Steam. Goddamn, on the Vita. I know it was on the Vita. It was like a visual novel style game. Came out on Steam as well.
Okay.
Are you talking about Danganronpa?
I've heard of Danganronpa.
I think so, yes. I think so.
Danganronpa,
It should be.
Yeah. Danganronpa, I like to basically call it the love child of Phoenix Wright and the Zero Escape series with more gameplay. Because that's
Sounds good.
basically... Yeah, because basically the story just reminds me a lot of like the Zero Escape series, which I also love. And the gameplay style is very much like Phoenix Wright with more gameplay. So like they basically kind of take the whole concept of like objecting and turning in evidence, but there's also like bullet hell involved. It's very intriguing but very crazy.
You should check it out for Vita or on Steam. I think they came out with the first 2 or something.
Yes.
I have a hard time playing games on Steam, and I don't know what it is. Like, even if I connect a controller to my computer, it just feels like cheating.
I never see it as cheating.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I've never heard of that before. Huh.
You know what? I bet if I took my PC into my living room and plugged it up to my TV and then sat back on my couch with my controller and played it, I bet I'd feel better. But there's just something about sitting like right here like this that just doesn't seem like it's very...
Yeah. You gotta trick your
There's
brain.
some great stuff on Steam, though. I might have to actually switch to Steam with how the price of games are going up now, though.
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I invested in a PC. Because trying to keep up with consoles is just too much.
Yep.
Yeah, I went into Walmart the other day, and games have jumped up here in Canada to like $90.
Oh, shit.
$90 for like No Man's Sky.
Fuck that game.
That's not worth it.
I know, exactly.
Oh.
And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I think this is the point where gaming is just going to be too much for me, and I'm going to have to start going to Steam and looking at like the games that go on sale, or just wait for the flash sales or the summer sales, because it's just getting to be too expensive.
You said the triggering word. You said No Man's Sky. So let's start our segment, our weekly segment of Fuck No Man's Sky.
Yep, here we go.
I was wondering if this would come up.
Okay, so this week, well, technically it's not really fucking No Man's Sky though, but it's always No Man's Sky's fault. Anyways, there was a controversy regarding refunds for No Man's Sky, because on Steam alone, 90% of players refunded their No Man's Sky copy. That is bloody high. And like after the first couple of weeks, Best Buy was getting back their people's copies of No Man's Sky to resell as used copies. So yeah. Anyways, the controversy was people were saying that Steam were doing the Arkham Knight style refund for No Man's Sky. Like, you can refund anytime, no matter what playtime, no matter how long you had the game, because No Man's Sky was running very poorly on most people's computers. It's very bad. It was very inefficient. It was just really crap, very buggy and shit. They also released a patch, but didn't really fix that many. If you have a super beast of a PC, should run no problems, but even then, a lot of people were complaining. So basically, it turned out that wasn't true. And Amazon was also doing like a case by case basis for refunds, as well as Sony was doing a case by case or 7 days or something. You had to run through like their customer service first. But you guys have to share your experiences because the game retail scene in Malaysia is very, very small. Wasn't there like a money back guarantee for a week last time? Like in the PS2 era. Maybe even the PS3. Like if you played this game for a week, no questions asked, you could just return it.
I think it very much depended on where you went and got it. It's so hard to... I'm trying to remember, because back then, too, not that many... there was no online retail. And by that, I mean,
Right.
like, Amazon was there.
Right.
But, Steam wasn't a thing back in that era. And so you were only getting your games through, like, Best Buy, GameStop, and stuff like that. And so I'm trying to remember... I think with GameStop's retail policy has always been kind of funky in how they do things, because it's very much like you can return it, or sometimes you could have them buy it back for like a really low cost, and then they're gonna like upscale it. And so I will say that what I do remember is, yeah, trying to refund a game back then was probably a lot easier than it is nowadays, although I couldn't exactly tell you exact policies.
Should it be a right? Should it be a consumer right to refund a game regardless of your reasons?
I think Steam's doing the right thing. I think they've set in a good practice where they give you an opportunity to try the game and see if you like it. And I don't know necessarily if 2 hours is enough time. Maybe give it a bit more than that. But for instance, I was playing Elite Dangerous on my computer, and I was like, oh, this game looks awesome. It looks like everything I want out of a space game. Got it, started playing it, and within 5 minutes, my hands were killing me from trying to control the pitch rolls of the cockpit and all that. I was like, I can't play this game. I'm going to get carpal tunnel within 2 hours. So I just sent them an email, and they said, yeah, no problem, send it back. And I was quite pleased that literally it was like a no questions, no asked refund. And I think that's the best way to do it. Now, the problem with that is if you start opening it up to more, you can return this game anytime, then people would just play a game, return it, buy another game, return it, and then developers wouldn't get their money. And it would be this constant cycle of game companies going out of business. I think, at least.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, because I think even with Steam, the whole 2 hours thing, the reason they just set that such of a limit, it's kind of difficult, is there's so many games on Steam that are so short nowadays that they had to try to find some kind of limit, because there could be some games where honestly maybe they are only 2 hours, and so people usually those games shouldn't be expensive anyway, because that's just bad. But that's kind of the problem with that. But yeah, it's just, I think the other hard part too is the people who I think really like suffer during returns are not usually the developers. It's usually the sellers. So like Best Buy, Steam, GameStop, and stuff like that. They're the ones that really suffer the most with refunds, as far as I know how it works, and people can correct me if I'm wrong. And that's the other difficulty part, is you're not even really punishing the developers when you're doing a refund as much, except for the fact that people hate your game, I guess. But I could be wrong, but I believe that's usually how it works.
I think with physical copies, yes, because GameStop, I believe you have to buy the stocks first, so you have to fork out the cash first. But I think with Steam, I do believe they release money like monthly to the developers. So if it's a refunded copy, you won't get that money.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, the digital is easier to manage it that way. But like you mentioned, the length of the game. There was a recent controversy this year. What's that game called? Made by the Stanley Parable guys. A New Beginning or something like that. That game was like two hours. You could finish it in like 1.5, 2 hours, and quite a lot of people refunded it after they finished the game. So a lot of people, there were like two sides. Some said they had the right because as consumers. The other side was basically literally calling them thieves. So right. I'm not sure. I'm not. I don't know, but I feel 2 hours is a little short, because a game like WWE 2K16, which I bought and I totally regret. Usually for those kind of games, I straight away will just go into the my career mode. And it took me at least an hour just to create my character, because I'm the type of, I like to create the characters and I like to take my time. And because it needed a lot of time. And then I played the game. Before I knew it was like 4 hours, and I barely played the actual gameplay parts because there were just so many other fluff things that was in the way. And I was like, shit, I hate this game. And I was gonna try to refund. Of course I didn't get it because it was past 2 hours, but I felt I needed at least 4, maybe 5 hours to decide if I like the game. I think some games require that, some games don't. So it's quite difficult.
Hard.
Yeah.
I was actually talking with my brother about this the other day, this exact topic actually, because one thing I said that would be great but would be also impossible and would ultimately not be actually not really work out, but would be ideal, is if instead of saying 2 hours, it's a percentage of the game. If you play, I don't know, 10% of the game, I'm just making up numbers at this point, and at that point you refund it. The problem with that is, A, how do you define how long a game is? B, developers would then therefore have to put forth like how long their game is, and some developers purposely don't do that. Order of 1886 or whatever that game was, that was a
$60 2-hour game.
Yeah, exactly. Would never,
Like
they would never put that information up. Although, in my opinion, maybe that's a good thing, because then they're forced to make a better game for $60 anyway. But that's a different point. And so, how would you, and then are some, how are you going to define that? Because some RPGs you could argue are either like between 30 to 100 hours, and where do you draw that line? And so that is difficult, but that is, in my opinion, kind of almost the most ideal, because that's what we're talking about, right? Like, there's a percentage of the game that you kind of figure out that, no, I don't want this, whether it's 20 minutes in or maybe 4 hours in. So but there's no way to really regulate it, I don't think.
I think it also a big factor comes down to price, and I was just looking through my Steam library and I can't find the game anymore. But it was this free text-based game where you essentially go on an old AOL Messenger program.
I know that game.
Emily.
Yeah, I haven't.
It has Emily in the title. Yeah, and it's only 45 minutes long, and it was probably one of my favorite games I played last year.
It was good.
And it was free.
Emily is away. Emily's away.
Emily's away, that's it.
That's what it's called. I want to play it. I haven't had a chance to yet.
Another really good game for cheap is Gone Home. Have you guys played that one?
Yeah.
I want to. I think I've played part of it, but I haven't played all the way through yet.
Very good game.
Another amazing game. I think it was like $10 or $15. Now, if a company had come at me and said you have to pay $50 for this game, then that's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So I think it's sort of based on price structure too when it comes to these. Like the company who did No Man's Sky releasing this game for $80. They're an indie company, and the game's pretty much as hollow as space. No pun intended. It just, what does that say is their company?
The hype. Let's believe
the hype train was strong.
Let's believe a developer who's making the best game of all time, who previously made Joe Danger, because that totally makes sense. I'm not saying Joe Danger is a bad game. I'm just saying.
There's also a team of 5 people?
15, but close enough, I guess.
It seems like 5 sometimes. Still not enough is basically the answer.
Murray.
It just makes me sad because it literally had everything I wanted in a space game. I've been dreaming forever.
They claimed they had everything.
Sorry,
that's the
claimed
issue.
to have everything in a space game. Not had everything, sorry. Because I've wanted to go to planets and like set up colonies and then fly off and go explore somewhere else and basically have like a Minecraft in space per se, with super cool graphics, but it just didn't happen.
I guess Star Citizen is all you got.
So we'll see. Star Citizen might be promising.
Are you gonna get that? It is technically in early access or whatever you call it.
I'm gonna wait for it to officially come out. I'm gonna wait a week for reviews. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to play it.
Gotta wait quite a long time there.
I got time.
It'll be worth it for not wasting his money.
It's like, what's that other game that's been in beta forever? The zombie one.
So many zombie games in early access though.
DayZ?
Oh, DayZ, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been in beta for like 5 or 10 years. I might be
About
exaggerating,
3.
but a super long time.
Yep. Very long
I keep
time.
forgetting it.
It was one of the early access titles on Steam. I'm sure. I think. Talking about early access titles, actually, Don't Starve, which was also a very early access title that was actually good. The developers are coming up with a new game. It's called The Floor is Lava or something like Hot Lava. So when you were kids and you're playing that game where the floor was lava and you have to that's basically it, and it looks really fucking cool.
Of course.
They've never made a bad game so far. They've made Shank 2, Mark of the Ninja, which is so good.
Yeah, I forgot they made
God
that game.
damn, that stealth game. It's a 2D side-scrolling game and did stealth way better than most stealth games.
Yeah.
And Don't Starve, which is their most popular. They never made. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be another really good game. So check out Hot Lava. I'm pretty sure it's the developer is Clay Entertainment, KLEI. Look at the trailer; it's really cool. So that's all for this week's Fuck No Man's Sky. Let's go back to Dave and what have you been playing or doing this week?
This is your
That was a good segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you can make an entire podcast just with that.
Just by Fuck No Man's Sky.
Yeah, pretty much. No Man's Pod or something. I don't know.
This isn't really video game related, but I've been playing a ton of D&D.
That is a game. It counts.
What
true.
what edition?
5th.
Good. I mean, I
That's
actually
what I've
like all
heard.
the editions. I actually like all the editions. I just think they did a really good job with the 5th edition. People
Well,
can...
from what I've read, it seems like they've brought it back to original D&D, but this is the only edition of D&D I've played so far, so I have nothing to judge.
Okay. I think it's actually great for beginners. So you'll be it definitely kind of harkens back to the old 3.0. I'm not going to talk about 2.0 because I didn't play that. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry I never played 2.0. Oh my gosh, stop screaming at me. But 5th edition does a pretty good job of bringing it back, but not making it so complicated and you have over 100 skills.
What's your character's name?
My character's name right now is Gron the Devourer.
What race and class?
I am a half-orc barbarian.
Nice. Classic.
Barbarians, super sexy. You get no abilities, you just get more dices to roll, and it's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. They're pretty great.
My friend's like, I transform into a spider. I'm like, I'm just going to cleave your head in two.
Yeah. 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 Druid, I'm guessing, is your friend?
Yeah.
Are you playing with Aaron?
It's me, Aaron, and Cole from Podcast Without Borders, and
Right.
then my cousin and Aaron's roommate, Heinz.
Who's the DM?
Well, here's the problem, and I really wish we would have set this in stone at the beginning, because we thought it would be a good idea if all of us DM'd.
Oh no. Okay. Ooh,
How do you even do that? Take turns?
Okay, so here's the thing. So I bought the little quick level 1 to 5 campaign, and we played through that. And then they're like, "Oh, this is awesome. We should make our own characters and create our own world." First mistake. And I'm like, "Okay, that sounds cool." So then we got in this huge philosophical argument about how magic works in our world.
Oh dear. Yep. You went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, so it was mutually agreed upon that magic is super rare in our world, but pretty much non-existent.
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no.
And then we decided that everyone gets a chance DMing. So the guy who went first, his campaign was this. We essentially got captured by a magister who had a wizard that could open portals to another dimension.
Oh no.
And we fought every single monster in the monster manual.
Oh.
And that was his campaign.
So it was like an arena battle, basically?
How long did
Yeah, so-
that take? There's a lot
So
of
remember-
monsters in that book.
Remember, no magic, but portals to another dimension. Fighting pit fiends at level 1. So he did not understand the concept of DMing. So thank Jesus, his campaign just ended last week, and now we're moving over to my friend who's gonna, pull the bull by the horns back in.
Oh boy.
But me and my friend Cole got an 8-hour argument the other day to where we were scream texting because he's like, what character would you make if you made another one? I'm like, well, I had a really cool idea for a bard. And he was like, bards are super, super terrible. You were not allowed to play one. And then we got in this huge like discussion about like why my friend can make a homebrew witch hunter, but yet I can't play a character straight out of the book with a lute because it doesn't exist in our world because there's no magic. And it's super frustrating. But a lot of fun.
Super frustrating. That sucks, man. It sucks when you get that inter-party conflict. I've been playing tabletop for years, and so I've seen my fair share of it. But that sounds ugly.
It is ugly, but in all honesty, it is still a super fun game to play when we're not yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens with the new guy. But I hope there's no portals and crazy shit.
Yeah. No need to plane shift yet. Not yet. We don't need to get that far.
Have you ever played Char?
No. I'm a D&D virgin. Never played any D&D.
Well, you know what we need? We need to go get ourselves 2 more people and start a D&D campaign right here.
We can do that. We can. You can get Aaron over, then we can get John. It'll be 5.
Actually, I just recorded with John Langdon from the Dork of All Trades podcast, and him and Agent Palmer said they would start a D&D group online, but we needed like 1 or 2 more people.
Depends on the date.
What else did you do other than D&D and
which I can
Phoenix
talk
Wright?
about all day.
Fantastic. We will do that. Trust me. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much my hobbies I have for gaming. I read a lot. I've been catching up on Friends, which I've never seen. And then my friends make fun of me because I've basically never seen any movie, so they've been force-feeding me to watch certain films I've never seen, so... The list is pretty disgusting, and I don't want to infuriate anybody, so...
Okay.
Is it like Human Centipede?
No, not that. Like, I've never seen The Goonies. I've never seen Die Hard. I've never seen, like, just a lot of stuff that people have seen that I just haven't seen.
That's fine.
Give us a few so that we can judge you silently.
Silently.
Monty Python.
Right.
I've never seen that. See? I saw your eyes. You can't hide it. There's video.
Sorry.
Indiana Jones.
Right.
Like I said, The Goonies. I'm trying to go through my list. There's just too many. I'm sorry. My head's full. But if you were to throw out names of movies, I haven't seen them.
Godfather?
It's okay.
I have seen Godfather.
Okay. Scarface?
Never seen Scarface. Yep, and people always give me that expression.
Can you see though? My eyes are really slanty
I haven't either. It's okay.
They got super slanty.
Even slantier than now.
Yeah.
What else? What is the other gangster movie? The Goodfellas?
I did see The Goodfellas, but something happened where the DVD I bought, because there's this place just down the street that sells DVDs for like $5 a DVD, and if you buy 5, you get the 6th one for free. So when I put the disc in, it played the movie on one side, and then you had to flip it over to the other side to finish the movie.
It's pretty damn cool.
What? Oh, wow.
And it kind of took me out of the experience that I had to actually get up, turn my DVD over.
The hell?
Watch it.
I never heard of that one before, actually.
I've never heard that one either.
I didn't know DVDs
I've never heard of
that.
it either. I didn't know they could do that either, but apparently this one can.
Interesting. So, yeah. Sarah, what did you do?
So let's see. When did this happen? One of the days, I think it was last Saturday. My brother, I forced my brother to play Watch Dogs for my channel, which he has already played before and he hates that game. So I was making him play it again, but this time we played it where he got to take shots of alcohol and I had to drink a huge thing of coffee because I hate coffee. Like, I really hate espresso. Like, there's nothing you can do for me to like it. There's literally nothing. And so it was a let's endure, as we call it. So that was pretty great. We didn't even get through any of the missions in the 3 hours we played. So that was great. I also played with him Papers, Please, which he's played through before, but I haven't. And so I had to make all the decisions and discovered it is very difficult to live in, I can't think of the name of the country.
Extrovia.
Yeah, that. All hail. And why can I not flaunt anyway. Sorry, I accepted a bribe of $1,000, and apparently I don't know how to not flaunt it, so I got jailed. Ugh. Anyway,
You were like, money.
like, what are you doing? It's a bribe. Don't you keep it close to
Put it in your pants or something.
But apparently we're just shoving down money everywhere, letting it rain.
I think
Anyway.
they don't have pants. That's why.
They don't have pants.
The country's so bad, nobody is wearing pants over there.
Nobody's wearing pants, just falling off.
Well, you only see the top up, so.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true. Anyway, so that's been an
Such a
interesting
good
experience.
game. So crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's definitely a crazy interesting game. I love the art because it's actually like this is such a minor thing, but something that really intrigues me. So if you remember, you see the shadow of the person approaching the window, then you see their face, which is, pixelated. But like that animation of them walking to the window is always so smooth that it kind of jars me a little bit because it's all pixelated, but the way they walk is just anyway. I don't know. That's just my eyes being weird. I'm trying to think if I played anything else. I've been focusing on this live stream I'm doing tomorrow, so I've been like trying to make sure everything's ready and all videos are uploaded. So Undertale has been on my brain, even though I already had finished that a week ago. So yeah, otherwise I think I had a pretty boring week other than that. So that's all I have to say.
My turn, I guess. I finished my review of Valley. Such a good game. I've also been playing a game on my 3DS, but it's a DS game, Lunar Nights. That was the entry to the Boktai series for the DS. The Boktai series is made by Kojima and Konami, so another franchise that we'll never see again, except for Pachinko version. It's really cool. It's the GBA version of the Boktai games. The cartridge actually comes with like a solar thing, so if you play outside, your character's stronger. It's pretty damn cool.
I have heard of this before. Okay.
It's a very popular Game Boy Advance game. So the DS version doesn't have that function, but you get two characters. One character is like the light and dark, and the other one is a dark character. Dark one is like melee. Light one uses guns, and it's basically a top-down action RPG, and it's really good. I played it before. I played the ROM version before, but then I have the physical version now, so it's cool. Playing it on the 3DS is really nice. The screen's so good. I've been continue playing my Pursuit Force Extreme Justice game on the PSP. Thing I noticed about that game is, no matter where you put the words, it will still kinda spells out the same game. It's like, if you change the words, the positioning of the words, you will still think of the same game, is what I'm saying. It's like, Pursuit Extreme Justice Force, it still sounds like the same game. You get what I mean?
Yeah, just mashed around.
Pursuit Justice Force Extreme. It's such a good game. Such a fucking good game. If you have a PSP, you need to play that shit. And I've been playing X-Men Legends 2 on the PSP. So good. I've never played the X-Men Legends one. I've only played Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It's pretty much the same game, but this one is only X-Men characters. So yeah, buying the PSP and buying that game is almost the same price as buying Marvel Ultimate Alliance, both of them on Steam. So yeah, fuck you, Activision. Buying the PSP and the game is only slightly more expensive. So yeah, fuck that shit. Other than that, nothing else. Finally did my pickups video. Finally came out. I did it was like a 30-minute video with like 35 games that I bought in August, which is fucking nuts. Yeah, that's about it. Such a boring ass week. I've been trying to find time to watch Kubo. Is it Kubo?
Oh, Kubo and the Two Strings?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
I hope the cinema is still showing it. You want to say something, Dave?
No, I'm just looking.
Oh, right. I want to watch Kubo. I'm not sure when that Peregrine and this House for Weird Freaks Kids is coming out. I think next month. I'm not sure. I heard Kubo is good. My girlfriend wants to watch My Life as a Pet or Life as a Pet. Pet Life?
I haven't seen it. It looks cute.
Something Life and Pets.
Life
Life
of
of
Pets, yeah.
Pets, I think.
Life
is
of
all it's
Pets,
called.
right. I know there's Life, I know there's Pets. Something like that. So yeah, that's such a boring ass week. Nothing much.
I was going to say, I just remembered, 35 games in August. You're on a tear, sir.
Yeah.
Now, are you trying to play through them all, or are you just collecting them?
Both.
Really?
I'll be playing eventually. I'll be playing them all eventually.
That's pretty impressive, sir. I just found my original Game Boy.
Nice.
That still works.
Awesome.
And I was playing Pokemon Red the other day.
God
Oh,
damn.
that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those things last. Nintendo stuff lasts pretty well. My DS is like 7 years old.
Yeah.
It works like almost I got it from day one. Works almost the same.
I lost the charger to my old DS, so I haven't been playing it.
But you can get it pretty cheap, right?
I think so. I just
Yeah.
haven't tried to.
Or you can just
'Cause
get
I
like
might
those
for years.
USB cables and charge it through a
Yeah.
I actually threw away my charger. I don't know why. I was cleaning my room and what the fuck? I just threw it away. I was like, where the fuck is my charger now? Dumbass.
Speaking of old Nintendo systems, my brother the other day, and the only reason I'm mentioning this is that this may be now a possibility for my show. He works at a hobby shop, and he decided someone came in with an old NES, and so he decided to just buy it.
Nice.
And got 2 controllers and the AV cables for it, because I guess it was in really good condition. So that's a thing now. My
Do you have a
first
CRT?
console was I'm sorry?
Do you have a CRT? CRT TV to play it on?
Yeah, we do. Although he
Nice.
got some cables for it, so it can play on more modern screens.
Ooh, nice.
So he can do that. And see, my first console was the PS1, so I never even like really touched the older stuff, and so this is gonna be really weird for me.
Play the Popeye game. That was a good game on the NES.
He wants to play. What's it called? It's about Wall Street. It's a really freaking hard game. All I know is it has something to do with Wall Street, and it sounds impossible. I don't know where he's gonna get it.
You can start an NES collection.
I guess. I wasn't expecting this. This was not part of the plan.
I actually I went out and bought a PS1 the other day.
Ooh, nice.
I still have mine.
I wanted to start playing all the Final Fantasies backwards, as far as I can go.
Was it okay? So technically, you can play it on your Vita, right? Did you just want a PS1 so that you can buy the other games, or you just want to play on the original system for whatever reason?
Well, here's my problem. Any handheld I have, if there's memory on it, I don't buy a physical game. Because I hate
Right.
carrying around extra games and cartridges. I just want to take out my system and play it.
Right.
Makes sense.
And with some of these old stuff, I thought it would be cool to start collecting. Like, I bought Final Fantasy IX. Then you can start going back and then having them on your shelf and playing them the way they were, designed to be played. And you get that kind of experience that you had. Because when I grew up, I didn't have a PlayStation. I had Nintendo. So I missed that whole era of gaming
So
that
many
everyone
games.
said is awesome.
Oh, so many.
So many.
Just wait till you get to the PS2.
Oh.
That
God
was like
damn.
the high. I mean, that's basically. I mean, I had the PS1, but to be honest, my gaming streak really did not start till PS2. But that's because there were so
Whoever
many.
still plays games until now and had a PS2, I think most of them will say the PS2 was their best ever console
Yes,
of all time,
I mean,
ever.
to be honest, I still say it pretty much is.
Yeah, pretty much.
I missed PS2, and I think the next console after the 64 I got was a PS3.
Okay.
A lot of games on the PS2. A lot of games.
Yeah. And a lot of bad games, but a lot of good games.
I did a top 10 PS1 and PS2 games videos, so you can check that out. And I'm planning to do a top PS3 games as well. I have 20 on my list, so I need to narrow that shit down. So I'm not sure how. Yeah.
Go with the heart, man. Got to go with the heart.
What else? Nothing else. You guys wanna start talking about some news and then we can wrap up?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Sure.
Okay. So we already talked about No Man's Sky, and
Done. Check.
let's talk about something creepy, something quite creepy because Japan.
Okay.
Darn it, Japan.
So you guys know Dead or Alive, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys know the spin-off games where it's basically just volleyball and like bouncing boobs.
Yes.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
remind me.
Notice two different reactions.
So Dead
Gee,
or
I
Alive
wonder
Extreme.
who.
I'm trying to find the PSP version. I think it's very collectible.
Gosh.
Anyways, so Dead or Alive Extreme 3, which came out on the PS4, is gonna get a VR update, and because PlayStation VR and shit. So in this VR update, there is also an like extra stuff you can do, and one of them is you can use the PlayStation VR controllers and bounce the girls' boobs.
I'm done. I'm out.
You can literally grope women in the game, and the characters will be saying in Japanese like "stop it, yamate," you know, all that stuff,
Oh,
and you can keep
good.
doing it. So you're kind of like sexually harassing characters.
Kind of?
And
Yeah.
so it begins.
So this is not exactly the first time Japan has come out with games that is kind of morally questionable.
Yeah, no, it's not.
There are hentai games that you can literally rape the characters. Never played it.
Oh, don't-
I know it exists. I just never played it before.
Rape play. Don't talk to me about rape. Oh, yeah.
So yeah, Japan. You gotta watch
Thanks,
the video, or maybe don't watch the video. This guy was kinda cringy as fuck. This Japanese
Yeah.
guy.
I don't even know what to say to that, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, is this VR scares me. It really does. Have you guys read Ready Player One?
I want to. Haven't read it yet.
Read it. Seriously, pick it up. Amazing book. But once you get through it, kind of think about the world that he sets up, where basically people don't go outside anymore. They just basically plug themselves into these VR devices, and they go to a virtual school. Like, that's how they get their education. They watch all their movies and television through it. They basically never have to leave their house unless they want to use the washroom or get food. And it scares me that this is the direction that people are going in, because I'm actually, despite all the things I love, I'm completely against tech in some very small way, because I feel like people are becoming, more attached to like things like this than, actually having a conversation with somebody or going out and doing something that doesn't require you looking at your phone. And I feel like with VR, that might be like a step in the wrong direction. I might be crazy, but this
I
is
mean,
how
no,
I feel.
I mean, it's something that's gonna come up. I think it's inevitably gonna have to come up as an issue. I think part of it too, just to preface this, I study psychology, and so that's why this kinds of thing always interests me. But it is, I think VR, I think we're going to see an issue where VR, the more we see it, the more it's going to become an issue of VR addiction. I think is going to be a very real thing that's going to have to be addressed. But also at the same time, our culture is probably going to, or is our culture going to shift in that direction? Because as we stand as humans, we're not really built for that. We're built for face-to-face communication. This whole globalization is a very new concept that's kind of new for us as like humanity a little bit, as far as the timeline that we've been on Earth. And so it's weird. I'm getting very philosophical here, so just stop me. But it's weird. It's very strange, and yeah, I don't know. VR is one of those topics that like it fascinates me, but it's also kind of scary.
It is. So yeah, you can grope women in this game because Japan.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
I don't agree with it. I mean,
No.
I don't know how they can release stuff like this, and it's just, I guess it's a different culture.
Yeah, it's totally different.
I mean, I know in Japan, and this is a very huge sweeping generalization, and I realize this, I'm not saying like, oh, Japan is like this at all, but I do know that issues of sexual harassment have kind of, they're trying to address it, and to the point, actually, I visited there for a vacation, and they actually have subway cars that are women only because of that issue, which kind of tells you something. And so it's, yeah, thanks. No, just no.
Do you guys know that game, Akiba's Trip?
That sounds familiar.
No recollection.
It is a action game where you go around, you identify this person as a vampire, and you rip their clothes off so that you can expose them under the sun. And you can rip off the clothes of both men and women. Do you guys
No, this. I didn't hear about this game.
do you guys feel the same way about Akiba Strip versus this, what I just said about the VR Day of Life?
Well, here's
think it's
my
the same?
thing. I see it. I mean, I haven't played it, so I haven't seen it. To me, from how you're describing it, I still see it as sexual harassment, whether it's a man or a woman. But I also don't know how the game is. But to me, I'm still just as uncomfortable. To be honest, it's still just as uncomfortable to me. Even if it was just men, it would still be uncomfortable to me. So.
Well, what about I think it just came out today. The Witcher, the collection that just came out.
Oh yeah, the Game of the Year edition.
I forget what it's called. Game of the Year edition. Yeah, there's quite a representation of sex in video games with that.
Yeah, a lot of nude scenes, a lot of boobs, and a lot of sex scenes as well.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you guys feel about sex in general in the video game culture?
I mean, to me, sex doesn't bother me. It's just only when I think that to me it becomes a problem when it's sexual harassment, because that's just not cool. But also, like, to me, I would like it to be done in a way where I guess to me, I wanted to make sure that if it's just two people who are having consensual sex on screen, okay, sure, like, whatever. To me, it's just kind of that if that's what they want to do. I think some games just don't really treat it almost too immaturely, like, LOL, we put this in so that young boys can like this, and I think that's kind of just demoralizing your audience. Not demoralizing, like, you're treating your audience as
patronizing.
infantile. Yeah, like, you don't need to do that. Just if you want to make it a thing, make it a thing. I'm only a little bit familiar with The Witcher, so I'm not as familiar with the sex scenes there. I mean, when I think of sex scenes, I think of Mass Effect, which in those ones, it's like, you're either, Shepard is with somebody and they show that, and to me, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's whatever. It's they have romance scenes and they culminate to that. Cool. But
yeah, I feel the same. The Witcher at least does it tastefully. Yeah, pretty much.
Yes, tasteful sex scenes in video games, I think, is okay.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I will always make fun of God of War 3's sex scene with
the minigame.
Aphrodite. The minigame. Because that's...
Wasn't that one you could do, like, right off the bat?
Yeah.
Kinda.
It was like you start the game and they're...
Pretty much. And, like, two naked women on your bed.
And then you could just literally...
Press X.
I never
you have to
played.
press
Yeah.
X. And the scene finishes once the vase drops off the counter.
Yeah, it's just...
Pretty much. I remember that shit.
Like, again,
Good
that
on you,
to me
Kratos.
is like infantile. Like, it's infantile. It's funny and infantile. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, come on. Eye roller almost. But two people consented, and that's all that matters to me.
Speaking of God of War, is there anything that's coming out that will make you... I don't know what systems you currently have, but there's two games coming out that's interest me in PS4. One is Persona 5, and the other one is God of War.
That's interesting, yeah.
Are
Looks
two
cool.
games
Dead of
worth
War.
picking up a PlayStation 4? Because it's literally like $470, even $500 to buy a new console here, and it's so much money to sink into one video game.
I personally, I would never, excuse me, I would personally never buy a console just for a couple of games. I would buy it if you either trust the system, like we've always kind of been more of Sony family, and so we usually trust Sony. Whether the trust is misplaced or not is up for debate. But I don't know. You do you, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with it.
Not just for two games though, personally. If you buy a PS4, you can play Bloodborne, you can play Final Fantasy 15. Can't think of anything else. Uncharted 4, I guess. Exclusives are really low these days.
Until Dawn?
Now.
Until Dawn's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well,
Get a used one. Get a used one.
That is true. That pawn store that sold the DVDs, I actually saw one in there for $270. But then they got the Slim coming out, and then they've got the Neo coming out, and then it's just like,
Yeah, if you want fuss-free VR, you can try out the Neo, I guess.
Think of how many books I can buy for
Think
$300.
of how many...
You're not wrong.
Think of how many handhelds and the games I can buy. Holy shit.
Think how many Steam games you can buy. That's what I think of.
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask another question. kind of off gaming, and it could be gaming. What do you guys collect? Do you guys have like an obsession or a collection of something that you like to keep in hoard? For me, it's books. I've got a small library because I just cannot resist buying books.
I don't really. I started with the DS and the PSP, so I guess games for now, and that's new. So I don't really collect. I like to throw shit away because I don't have space.
Trying to think. This is gonna show how feminine I am, but I have a thing for like handmade necklaces. Like people who've like crafted necklaces. So I love necklaces. It's just my jewelry of choice. And so whenever I go traveling anywhere, I look at like the local jewelry kind of thing, and if there's something unique and special, I have to buy it. So I think I have enough to qualify that that's a collection.
You will like it here. A lot of handmade crafts here.
Yeah, I I would go poor very quickly.
I would love to visit you, Shar, and see what your country's all about.
Come on over. I'll show you around.
I just might do that.
Food and a bed.
That's pretty much all you need when you travel is just food and a bed and a sense of adventure.
Yeah.
We'll take some days off work and then we'll just go around. So much good food here. So much.
That's my weakness. Anytime I travel, like for instance, whenever I come down to America, always go to Taco Bell because I fucking love Taco Bell.
You don't have Taco Bell in Canada, right? Do you?
We do, but it's different.
Different?
Is it?
Yeah. We just got fire sauce 6 months ago.
What?
Yeah, that's how different we are. We just got fire sauce.
We sell porridge in McDonald's over here.
What?
We sell porridge. And KFC has chicken rice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is amazing.
I think Japan has like the coolest fast food stuff. Japan has the coolest stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I would love to.
I think in India, they sell lamb at McDonald's.
And they have vegetarian burgers over there.
Yeah.
Really?
Can't use burger, so.
I don't think they have beef at all.
That's true, actually.
I don't think they do at all either.
Like the fast food here don't sell pork at all. No pork.
Okay.
Right. Too bad, but.
That's my weakness.
Bacon.
You also have all the good chicken places. We have no good chicken places here. We maybe have like 3 or 4 good fast food chains, but not like every time I go to Texas, there's like 20 different chicken places. There's a place that sells donuts and what was it? It was donuts and something. Oh, it was like donut burgers. I can't like you guys just have
burgers. That sounds like the most American thing in the world.
I was at
fried in batter or something.
Yeah.
I was at a Rangers and a Blue Jays game, and there was a hot dog that was like 4 feet long that had the most ridiculous amount of toppings I've ever seen on it, and it was $40.
How much? $40? Holy shit!
That's actually a lot of money. I'm surprised.
It was a huge hot dog.
I mean, yeah, but still, dang. Yeah, although in Michigan we have Tim Hortons everywhere, which is hilarious because the rest of America does not.
Tim Hortons. I had Tim Hortons today, actually.
Yes, we have both. Michigan's kind of got a lot of weird because we're so close to Canada. We got a lot of those weird, some just kind of that mixes.
There's a place. It's not a thing. It's just this one place does it this way. They fry the chicken twice, and it's really good. Yeah, they fry it
twice fried chicken. Yeah.
Twice fried chicken. It's very.
Yeah, I've heard
it's really good.
What about thrice fried chicken?
I mean, dry as fuck.
That's crazy, man. Don't go that far.
We shall start this new food train.
Like twice is more than enough.
Well, our symbol will be like a chicken with 3 heads, like a hydra.
Why are we talking about chicken?
Yep. No idea. What were we talking about?
You're making me hungry. It's 2 a.m. over here.
Were we talking about sexual harassment?
Yeah, we were. How did I get on chicken? I mean, I don't mind the topic change, honestly, but still.
I guess chickens sexually harass other chicks, maybe? I know ducks rape. Ducks do that.
Apparently.
With their screw penises. I think we're going a bit too far. Let's go back to video games.
Yeah.
And Okay, this one is not really video games, but it's about YouTube. So apparently there is a bunch of YouTubers, big and small, losing the right to monetize certain videos
I can
because
speak on this.
yeah, because the videos apparently have questionable content, and their policy is just so general and so vague that some videos talking about political stuff not being able to be monetized. Like even talking about sexual harassment, some videos have the word "dead" in the title, and that's not being able to be monetized as well. So the biggest YouTuber that came out to call YouTube out, I guess, was Philip
Dirty
DeFranco.
Frank? Yeah, Dirty Frank.
I don't know if I do. Yeah.
Filthy Frank, excuse me. Dirty Frank. Filthy Frank.
Philip Frank's the guy with a really deep voice, right?
Yeah, well, he's kind of got a weird voice. I don't know how to describe it. His videos
robot
are just
voice.
Yeah, it's just his videos are very weird. They're
Weird.
Very weird.
Yeah.
But
So basically, Philip DeFranco says, this is a form of censorship. They are not taking the videos down, but if you think about it, not being able to make money off your work is a form of censorship. Do you guys agree with that?
I just want to speak real quick on this, because actually I encountered this issue. It's not really as a big deal, but it's kind of funny. I accidentally encountered this very recently. So, because basically the issue is that YouTube has always had this apparently in place. It's just they're now being transparent about it, and basically
they updated their notifications, so people are finding out right now. Yeah.
And I found out basically the same way. So here's my funny story about that, because I think it's a very big issue, because people who are talking about news and stuff like that they're not able to monetize their videos, even though, because it's not ad friendly. It's basically the issue that they say.
Yeah.
Well, here's the funny thing that I encountered it with. So, as I kind of spoke to you guys, at the time that this is released, I've already done this, but I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow of the genocide run-through of Undertale. So, I had made a video advertising the fact that I was doing this live stream, it's just a 2-minute video, and I put it up on YouTube. And I didn't monetize it at the time because it was just a 2-minute video. I wasn't going to care, and I'm not really worried about monetizing revenue. I just have it up. I really don't care, but it's up. So, but then I noticed when I went through my videos that I had a symbol that said I was not allowed to monetize it. And I was like, that's weird. Why can't I monetize this video? Well, it's because in my tags, the word genocide was in there. And that was marked off by YouTube as being not ad friendly, because I had the word genocide, which describes a mode of play in this game. So for me, it's just an irritation and kind of silly, like, wow, they took this way too seriously. But for some shows where they talk about news and real genocide, all of a sudden they can't monetize their videos.
Yeah, pretty much.
As far as whether it's censorship, so I guess it's hard. That's a hard one for me, only because, like, directly, I guess it's not. But I can definitely see that argument, because you are preventing someone that for some people that is like their livelihood, of making these videos, sometimes news videos or sometimes informational videos, and now you are making it that they can't live off of that because of it's not ad friendly. I think calling it a type of censorship may be extreme, but I can't really argue with it. Or against it, I guess I should say.
TV has done this for a while, right? Advertisers, they choose who they want to advertise with. Like which shows and shit. So technically, YouTube is becoming like TV.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is YouTube is essentially the Wild West of videos.
Right.
You can go out and you can kind of do whatever you want, and you have the ability to make money from this. And if you agree to, I guess, sponsors, I mean, like you said, TV's been doing the exact same thing. And like, look what happens. Might be a bad example, but look at that dude at the Olympics who caused all that kerfuffle that's been in the news forever. That, thankfully finally went away with the swimmer. But the company that endorsed him dropped him because it was bad for their reputation. Because, if he's seen with their brand, then that reflects on them. And then, you have to distance yourself. So, this has been going on since, TV's been airing. And I think it's just starting to creep its way into YouTube finally.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. I think my problem is then, therefore, and this is not even about censorship, and maybe this is just my naivete about how YouTube works, but it bothers me that YouTube is now basically a channel. And so they as in, like, they have, and their advertisers or whatever kind of decide, instead of making it that they're kind of the broadcaster and separate ad companies can, because I can imagine that there are some advertisers that wouldn't mind advertising on those videos. Like, that probably wouldn't, like, it sounds like YouTube made this blanket statement almost unnecessarily. Like, I don't even think all advertisers would care about that. So that's also what kind of bothers me. But again, I'm pretty new to YouTube, so that's my naivete showing.
The policy is basically content that is considered not advertiser friendly includes, but is not limited to, sexually suggestive content, including partial nudity and sexual humor, violence, including display of serious injury and events related to violent extremism, inappropriate language, including harassment, profanity, and vulgar language, promotion of drugs and regulated substances, including selling, use, and abuse of such items, controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown. So I can't say fuck anymore. Fuck.
Although
hey, don't you mean bleep?
Bleep.
Although I think it's, yeah. Except then at the same time,
it's too big of a blanket.
Yeah, it's a stupid blanket. At the same time, are they gonna really stop, those like cam show girls, because that's making them a lot of, because to me what's kind of silly is they say like, okay, no partial nudity, but those get a lot of views and therefore can get a lot of traffic, and advertisers love that, so I'm sure they don't mind that when it's getting them a lot of ad revenue. So it's, the problem too is I feel like it's also hypocritical. Like, they're not going to necessarily take down certain channels that are especially getting them traffic because of, partial nudity and stuff. So it's just, no. I can't believe, to me, it really does bother me that they're, like, saying nothing about war or natural disasters. So,
like, history channels, news channels?
Yeah. What? News? Like, what? That's...
I really don't know. I'll have to think about it, because it's... I mean, even... What if we turn this around and we reflect this through podcasting, Shar? Where some company came to you and they said, you know what? We like what you're doing. We will start paying you, I don't know, whatever you could make for a year to live. But in return, the people who are sponsoring you don't want you to swear. They don't want you to, to talk about,
I'll do it. Name your price.
Games or anything. do you do it, or do you keep true to your, your what you want?
It's a good question, because I think it depends on the person, right? Because, like, say if I really need the money, or if I look at it as a way to make money and then use the money to do other things that I enjoy, I'll probably say yes. If I don't need the money, I'll probably say no.
See, here's my problem is I think that's good, but I don't think that's the same as to what YouTube is doing. Because that's a sponsor, like, coming to you, but what YouTube is basically saying is, we assume all sponsors feel this way. And I think that's I don't swear often. I think that's a lot of horseshit. I don't think all sponsors are against swearing, for example, or maybe they're against swearing, but they're not against talking about natural disasters. But they're putting this huge blanket statement and saying these aren't ad friendly. But I don't think all advertisers feel that way. So I think it's a bad thing for both sides.
But they're also giving you a free platform to basically make money.
Oh yeah, for sure. YouTube has all the right to do whatever they want with their platform. That's sure.
I can go right now and create a channel, and if it's good enough, I just get free money. Like one of my ex-coworkers has a daughter, and she just uploads swimming videos, and she's gotten checks for a couple grand in the mail.
Nice.
Because of the traffic that she gets to her website. So that's kind of the catch-22 is because this is a free thing that you can have, and we're going to give you money if you do well at it. But at the same time, because it's free, these are kind of the guidelines that we have for it.
It's like a free-to-play game, right?
Yeah, with DLC.
Microtransactions, right. Or a $60 game these days. Yay. With microtransactions.
What was that game that just came out? Deus Ex?
Deus Ex, Mankind Divided.
Mankind
Do you want to buy some Praxis kits to level up?
Woo!
That's ballsy. I gotta say, a single player game that is fucking microtransactions. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yep. Not even the first
Not
time.
get my money.
Dead Space 3 did it. A few other games did it. And apparently, I was watching a video by Jim Sterling. He has an anonymous source that said Square Enix literally told the development team 2 weeks before launch, you're gonna put in a microtransaction system. They'll be like, 2 weeks? Yeah.
Ooh.
So they were crunching for the last 2 weeks.
I think the problem is just greed.
Oh, yeah.
Because microtransaction games make a shit ton of money. Like every time, I don't even go to my app store anymore on my phone because every time there's like 50 million different versions of Clash of Clans. Like I just read something on Reddit today that says Niantic has made $500 million already off Pokemon Go. And it's a free fucking game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But I can understand free game because you get it for free and then you buy microtransactions like $60 and then
That's like I said, that's ballsy. That's like we basically do not care about you as a gamer.
What happened to the Squaresoft guys that we remember back in the 90s or early 2000s? The people that were making more than just Final Fantasy games. These days they are just milking their franchises. How many fucking times have Final Fantasy 7 been coming out? With the movies and Dirge of Shitterus, such a bad game. The movies, 2 movies, right? Oh no, one movie. And like
there's Advent
the
Children.
Probably
animation.
2.
Yeah.
No, it's just one.
Yeah.
Or probably is.
Well, this is why I like Blizzard so much, because Blizzard, you get a game and you get the game, and then they said, well, if you want to look different or have some different skins, you can pay for that. But the game that's fun and enjoyable, you can play as much as you want, unless it's World of Warcraft and you have to keep shelling out endless amounts of money because it's fun.
It's funny. Sorry.
No, go on.
No, I was just gonna go on separate. I just noticed it's a funny thing when we're talking about Square Enix. It almost, I haven't really looked down, but just in my brain, Square Enix almost seems to be a better publisher than developer.
Yeah.
I only say that because I know of I can't. I'm trying to think of the examples, but the couple examples I know of Square Enix being a publisher, games are pretty good and they let them do what they want and it's all great. There's the story with Life is Strange where this company couldn't find a publisher because for whatever reason people kept telling them to change the protagonist from a woman to a man, which is just so weird to me. But Square Enix let them do it and then they did it and look how well that turned out. It's just funny to me. It's like, because usually it's the opposite way around. But no, apparently as a publisher they're like, yeah, it's cool, do your thing. And then when they're actually developing, they're like,
microtransactions 2 weeks before.
Right?
Sleep on their desk, fucking assholes.
What?
Yeah. I miss the old Squaresoft. Okay, what's next? What shitty news next? Okay, this one's not so shitty. So Nintendo did a recent Nintendo Direct, and it was focused on the 3DS, which is really cool. So some really cool announcements came out of it. Super Mario Maker is coming to the 3DS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't think that the 3DS would have enough processing power to do that. Maybe it's a new 3DS exclusive. I don't know.
Maybe you can't make Mario levels. You can only play them.
Oh, you can make levels. You can make levels.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You can't share it online though. You can only share it locally or like Street Pass, which is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But it's Nintendo, right? They need to do something dumb. If it's not, it wouldn't be called Nintendo if they don't do that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Most of the building blocks that you can build levels with will be here. Will be in the 3DS version, except for like 2 things. And Animal Crossing New Leaf will be getting an update. It will be getting amiibo support. So yeah, that's cool. There will be a new multiplayer like tank battle game. So you get to choose like your own colorful character, and then you just battle in tanks. And each character will have like its own special attributes or something like that. A new Picross 3D was announced. Picross 3D Round 2. New DLC for Hyrule Warriors Legends, which is the Dynasty Warriors style game, but basically Zelda.
Oh,
And
Dynasty Warriors.
the Dragon Quest 8 remake for the 3DS will be pushed to 2017. The three big things, I guess, will be Yoshi's Woolly World is coming to the 3DS, which was only a Wii U game, which is kind of cool. There will be a new Mario Sports game. Doesn't have a name yet, but basically instead of just Mario Tennis or Mario Golf, it's Mario Sports game and it's multiple things. So of course the concern is not focusing on one thing. Will the gameplay be good enough in that one area? And I think the one I'm most excited about is a new Pikmin will be coming to the 3DS.
Oh, okay.
Which has always been an exclusive for their home consoles, is finally coming to an handheld. Yes, that's it. Nothing else. Yep, that's it. And they said that Pikmin 4 is still being made for the Wii U, so don't worry. Stuff like that. That's pretty much it. How do you like your 3DS, Dave? Is it new? Did you just buy it or something?
No, I got it kind of just after Christmas last year.
Oh, but
Is it
you're only
the
like
new
now starting really to...
It's the new 3DS with that little
Okay.
gray button I never use.
Yeah, I know. I don't use it either, but it's more stable. 3D.
My-
So it's nice.
My biggest beef with it is, well, you know how when you hold it, the bottom has the power button?
Mm-hmm.
Guess where this finger goes?
Yep.
Because I hold it like that. Or
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? I'm demonstrating because my pinky fingers come up and literally my pinky finger rests against the power button.
Yeah.
So I was playing not a Link to the Past, but it's the new Link to the Past.
Link Between Worlds.
Link Between Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
good game.
my pinky hit it 4 times before I had to physically train my body to peel my pinkies away and wrap it in a different position.
Gosh. Yeah, the older
That's kind of
3DS.
weird placement.
Yeah, I know.
It's just the natural placement of my hand. I can't say why. My friends make fun of
No,
me
I
for
mean
it,
the
but that's
button
just-
placement is weird.
The button
Oh,
placement's
yeah.
weird. It's not just your fingers. The button placement's just
You
weird
should
in
be
general.
putting buttons at the bottom.
In the older 3DS design, the power button was on the actual like face of the side. Although I didn't like their design of that either because how I held it, because I had the older 3DS and then I accidentally fried it. Long story. And so I got
Like
the
you
new
double
3DS.
fried it twice or thrice.
No, I didn't double. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Did you
Scotland
thrice
plugs.
fry it?
And so, the old 3DS design, the home and the start and the select button were all at the bottom, like edge. And my problem was that I would keep accidentally, because I got small little baby hands, I would keep accidentally hitting those buttons when I was trying to hit something else. So, I'm glad they took that away, but I don't know why they moved the power button out. Darn it.
Oh, Nintendo.
It's a great
Nintendo.
system. And I can't wait for the new Pokemon coming out in a couple months.
Yeah. I have it pre-ordered. Can't fucking wait. If you pre-order it, well, over here, for some reason, if you pre-order it, you'll get a free code for a legendary Darkrai, which is cool. And apparently, if you buy within 2 months of it being released, you'll get a Snorlax. Not a Snorlax. What's the one before Snorlax?
Oh, the meat something. The meat. Yeah, baby Snorlax.
Yeah, you'll get
It starts with an M.
You'll get a move called Pulverizing Pancake. He'll just jump and like pulverize the other Pokemon and it'll be flat like a pancake, pretty much.
Darn it.
Exclusively for the first 2 months.
Well, I'm going to go pre-order right now.
That's it for the show, I guess.
I
Nothing
guess
else.
that's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what are you guys planning to do next week? Any games? Any movies?
I would love it if you and me could play a game together, Shar. And you, of course, are. Because we've known each other for, what, like a year now, and we've never gamed or done anything.
Yep.
So let's make this happen.
What you want to play? Steam? 3DS? I'm not sure how good the 3DS one will work, though.
Yeah, because the only game I wanted to try on the 3DS was the Explorers, Final Fantasy
Right.
Yeah, Final Fantasy Explorers, but apparently it's not that cool unless you play it with friends.
It's like okay.
So let's do Steam.
Okay. I have quite a few games. Oh, forgot to mention. We've been shitting on so many developers. Let's give a good developer some light of day. So
Okay.
I can't remember the name of the developer, but basically, go onto Steam. There is a game called Titan Quest. It's an old action RPG that is basically like Diablo. If you own any one of the 2 Titan Quest games, you will get a new version for free. It's called Titan Quest Anniversary Edition. They basically redone the entire game with like new stuff, new features and all that, and you get it for free, which is really cool. And it's currently 75% off. I'm not sure for how long. Maybe just for the weekend. So maybe when the podcast goes up, it's no more. But it's still cheap at full price. And it's an actual, like, they didn't just re-release it. They just, more features and stuff like that. So it's really cool. I've played the first Titan Quest. It was a very, very good game. It was very good. So if you like action RPGs, go and check that out. So check out in your Steam library. You should have Titan Quest Anniversary Edition if you own any one of the 2. Anniversary will come with both games, basically.
I see. I just looked it up. Looks kind of cool.
It is very cool. I like action RPGs. I don't know why. Like, what's the other one? God damn, there's another action RPG. Starts with T. I can't remember the name. Torchlight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So yeah, that's the end
Let's
of the
find
episode.
something to play.
That's
Let's find
it.
something to play and do it. Seriously.
Yep. Let's. Sarah, people can find you on the internet, right?
Yep.
For whatever reason.
Yep, I'm on the interwebs. You can find me on YouTube, Sarahscopic, Sarahscopic. I'm also on Twitter, also on Facebook, so have at it. If you type that on Google, you'll find me. So.
And you'll be doing a live stream, and once this episode goes up, people can find an archive of that live stream, right?
Yes, you can find the archive of it. Yeah. So
on your
it'll be
YouTube
archived
channel.
on YouTube. On
Yeah.
YouTube channel. So you will find it there.
I was going to say I may take a break from Legion to watch it tomorrow.
Oh, yay! Thank you. Appreciate it.
And you took a break from Legion for this podcast, so thank you very much.
Yes.
Really appreciate it.
But yeah, so gonna do that so you guys can find that, and you can make fun of me as I probably try to pretend to be evil, but then also start breakdown crying as I realize the horrible things I'm doing. And otherwise, I'll see what game I'm playing. I'm not sure yet. Next week's gonna be kind of crazy for me because I start school.
So, yeah.
So
check out Sarah's very ad-unfriendly genocide run
yeah,
of Undertale.
Yep. I'm not even gonna try to monetize it. I know it won't happen.
And Dave, where can people find the things that you do? You do so many things.
If you want, you can find me on Twitter at DavidMeyer7. I run 3 podcasts, as I mentioned before. The Diamond Dave Show, where I interview people. Diamond Minds, where I catch up with my father. And Chronicles Unwritten, where I write stories. And I just want to say thank you to the both of you. I had a really good time tonight. And you both are fantastic individuals. You have an open invitation to come on my show anytime. And I'd love to game with you guys sometimes. So just thank you very much. It's nice to catch up with people like Shar. We've known each other for a while, and we just don't talk that much. So
we met on
didn't
Reddit.
realize how much I missed you. Yeah, isn't that crazy? We met
It's
on
crazy.
Reddit,
Yeah,
of all places.
we still think it's crazy after all this time.
I still every time I'm browsing game threads or podcast things, I look for your little tag. Because sometimes I see you like raging on Twitter or something that you and people were getting into an argument or something. So, but seriously, thank you guys. This was really fun, and I really hope to talk to you guys again soon.
Love to come on to Diamond Dave.
Yes.
So yeah, and you can find me on Twitter at Pupunoob, Pupunoob, on YouTube Pupunoob, and on Facebook Pupunoob. You can also find the podcast updates on my Twitter, Facebook, and the video version is also on the YouTube channel. That's basically it for episode 64 of the playonultra podcast. Can't remember. And thank you very much for watching and listening, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.